But regardless, we are going to be jumping into our first qualifying match of the evening. It is going to be that PvP, and we are kicking it off on Ancient Cistern, where in the top right-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in that top right-hand corner, we have our Bink Protoss player coming down from the land of Hong Kong. He is currently teamless, but by the looks of things, representing Diva, stroking all that beef, he is the Bistork.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ancient Cistern, we have his opponent. We have the Chinese Protoss player representing Starlight Twinkle. It is Potato.
I feel like the wait that we had in the lead up to this match, it just increased my suspense by I don't know 50 or so times, because after seeing what Potato is capable of, taking out Azure, I'm looking forward to see what he brings in a PvP. But of course, Bistork, he is, back in the day of the Juggernauts, Bistork was the brain of the operation. He was, yeah.
And what I will say is that, again, technically, Bistork is still representing the Juggernauts. From my understanding, I believe they are still on it. There are maybe some financial difficulties going on, but regardless, Yeah, I believe they are still representing the Juggernauts. From my understanding, we'll see. We can maybe get a little bit more insight or confirmation later on. But yeah, as you were saying, Bistork, he is a pretty terrifying player. He is the second best player in all of Hong Kong, second only to Go Joey, who we, I guess, got confirmation did get an invite into the closed qualifiers.
Tepid confirmation. I mean,
Tepid, yeah, true. Yet to be fully confirmed, I guess. Just some mummerings.
It's like, it's like one of those things where we're 80% sure. We're sure enough to say with confidence that he did get that invite, but we also acknowledge that there's a chance that we're wrong.
True. There is that chance. Regardless, though, Bistork is going to be the representative of Hong Kong in this bracket, in this tournament, and he is not to be taken lightly. I would say that he's still the favorite coming into this. Despite the fact that Potato looked good against Azure, he still has to look even better against Bistork.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty easy to look good against Terran as a Protoss player,
There we go. Ash is back. Oh my god.
I'm filling in for him while he's in vacation.
I'm
filling in his mode shift.
Oh boy. I shaking my head, mate. Shaking my head. As we do have both players delay their nexuses. Bistork did go for a faster Stargate, but his opponent, Potato, actually opted to go for a faster Robo.
Interesting choice here from Potato, yeah. I mean, it is something that we see every now and then in a PvP. I know that there are some Protoss players who like to get into Robo Bay as quickly as possible and to just get into that Blink Stalker as quickly as possible, but of course that doesn't have to be what Potato is going for here. Could just be for Immortals.
Could be for Immortals. I mean, Robo Openers are very defensive in PvP, but because he has 3 gateways, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a Prism. Like, he's got a lot of production to work with. Bistork's only working with 2 gateways, but here we go. The Oracle is going to slip into the main base, and it's going to scout everything.
Yeah, it takes out a couple of probes. This Oracle will barely survive, but like you said, the most important thing right now for Bistork is he confirms the Robo facility. He knows that, and he confirms the amount of gateways as well, so he knows that there's a very high chance of aggression coming his way.
Yeah, exactly. He needs to prepare right now, and I love this. He throws down his own 3rd gateway, so he'll be able to keep up in production. We do have that Prism on the way, so we're basically going to be seeing a very aggressive style of kind of a Blink Stalker play. Of course, there's no real blink on these Stalkers, but with the Prism, we basically have it. Oh, we have a Sentry as well to try and force field.
That's what I was wondering, because I saw something got picked up, and I assumed for a second it was a probe, but yeah, the Sentry does make the most sense. If he can get his Stalkers to the main base of Bistork, and then use that sentry to block out Stalkers from Bistork. Again, neither player has Blink at the moment.
Yeah, no one has.
Potato's going to be able to do so much damage.
Oh, the station trap, the station trap! Oh my god! Oh, he sees!
Or does he? Nice little hot pickup there from the side of Potato, and of course, he is going to be reinforcing pretty dang well.
Oh my god, we do see the hallucination trying to move on forward as well. We do have that safety station trap as well to fall back to. The Prism takes a lot of hits, but again, there goes, he does bait it out.
Oh. Yeah, Bistork was trying to bait all of these Stalkers, but Potato was not having any of it. Now Potato does have to be a little bit careful though. He's pushing into Bistork, who has his defenses set up. He has battery overcharge, and he has reinforcement potential. Very important snipe here for Potato to take out that Phoenix. And now this Warp Prism is pretty much unhindered.
Oh my god, it is unhindered. At the same time, the Oracle is going to be zooming across the map to try and punish some of this economy here. Bistork is ahead in workers. He can afford to pull the boys. He can afford to lose some probes, but it looks like Potato has recognized that too much time has passed. He can't end the game. He goes for his own third.
Ooh. Yeah, nice little snipe there on the... Nice little snipe there on the probe from Bistork. Unfortunately, he does only have one Oracle, so... Yeah, he didn't quite have enough energy to go for a Stasis Ward. But he's got to try, you know? He's got to try to get some damage. Additional damage is what I meant.
Yeah, and looking at the units tab here, Bistork is even in Stalkers, but the difference is Bistork actually has Blink. You know, he did go for a Twilight Council follow-up. Blink did finish for Bistork, and now he is going to be looking to cancel this third base. Oh, Potato is not in position, but he is across the map.
Yeah, handful of Adepts to warp in over there. They will be trying to cause a little bit of damage. You know, if he can bit by bit take out these probes, and he'll be able to equalize the work count.
Oh, but before that happens, Bistork is having a hard time breaking through the defenses of Potato. 2 probes did go down, but only 2 for the most part. Bistork has been able to defend back at home, and he's forced to back up, forced to take a later third.
Yeah, quite a bit later, actually. Even forced to warp in a couple of these Adepts that, you know, I'm sure he doesn't actually want. He's not looking to really... They're not really going to be part of his main army. He can try to go across the map to harass a little bit, but of course he does. He doesn't have glaives on them, so it's going to be a little bit tougher. I like this move from Bistork, trying to bait out the Warpism, but fortunately Potato was just a little too quick to react.
That was really cute. I loved the kind of setup that Bistork did have in his main base. As you were saying, the Prism does end up escaping in the end, and now we're getting into a really interesting position here where the upgrades are evening up. Blink is now going to finish up for Potato, but the Prism up.
Oh, Blink, puppy, Blink! Oh, he doesn't know what's behind that wall. Yeah, he doesn't want to risk a Blink on top of that Warp Prism.
Yeah, he doesn't get it, but we do have a Dark Shrine finishing up for Potato. The DTs are going to be waddling on in. At the same time, Bistork is across the map.
Yeah, he is across the map, just trying to take out that third base as much as possible. He is looking to multi-prong with his Adepts, but now the DTs have revealed themselves, and there's no detection for Bistork.
Yeah, looking at the units tab here, we have one Observer, but the Observer's across the map, not back at home, so workers are falling left and right. At the same time, the Adepts of Bistork are shading into the main base, but there are Stalkers waiting for him.
That there are. Bistork forced to recall or turn around. I'm not sure what happened, but regardless, his entire army turns back, and he is losing probe after probe after probe.
Oh, 20 probes going down. The DTs did do game-ending damage here. Unfortunately, Bistork wasn't ready for it. His counter damage wasn't worth it either, and now he has to trick. He's almost all in, basically.
He is entirely all in. He does have a little bit of a larger army for the time being, but he needs to utilize it fast. Otherwise, Potato's not just going to catch up. He is going to completely outpace Bistork.
Yeah, like, how can Bistork come back in this situation? I mean, DTs are usually a good way, or even disruptors as well, but we don't have any of that tech available. Meanwhile, the DT harass continues. We don't really have any cannons ready for this either. The Prism just continues to somehow survive.
Yeah, somehow consistently surviving with barely any health. The Phoenix, the Phoenix, the Phoenix, the Phoenix!
Phoenix
is going to be distracted. Oof.
Yeah, again, DTs are all over the place. Once again, wreaking havoc. 7 probes going down. We've got Zealots in the main. The Prism again goes for another warping of DTs, and the main army of Potato is headed towards the third of Bistork.
Yeah, once again, I'm still liking Bistork's army a little bit more, but if he gets caught out of position, then I think Potato can very easily kill this base, maybe even take the engagement.
Yeah, and like Potato, he's just never committing to a big fight. Finally, the Phoenix finds the Prism. He's going to be able to shut it down. At the same time, we do see Bistork diving on top of the army of Potato. He's going to be able to take a bit of a favorable fight, but now we have some Zealots coming in. Charge is done for our Red Protoss.
And that puts these Stalkers in a much more awkward position.
It really does. They're forced all the way back. 4th base is on the way here for Potato, and he's just getting further and further ahead. Bistork, maybe the best way for him to take a fight is defensively back at home with the support of shield batteries and cannons. He can maybe take a fight despite being down in army supply, but that's going to be a big if, and Potato is looking for a different angle. He's looking for another way in.
Yeah, just trying to find the best possible engagement when one where he's able to force Bistork to fight without shield batteries. That might just have been it. As he immediately sets a shield battery, he lets his Zealots come in from the flank, and yeah, that's Potato up 20 army supply against this army. But Bistork is fighting in a very good choke point.
He is, but the Zealots are still doing so much work to just kind of supporting the army of Potato. It looks like Bistork is going to be able to hold on, but mate, it cost him every worker at his third. Buffer, that's what I was looking for.
He was just starting to recover from the initial damage from DTs, and then he gets crippled again. GG, Potato takes game number 1.
GG, well played. Oh, pretty back and forth game overall, but oh god, the DT harass was just a little bit too much, dealt far too much damage, and Bistork had a hard time recovering from that point.
He really did. Yeah, but that was game number 1, and again, I have to wonder how familiar these two players are with one another, because I do know that Bistork does practice quite a bit with some of the Chinese players, but at the same time, Potato is a bit more of an up-and-comer compared to sort of the more established names. So, yeah, it could be a case where, Bistork, because he wasn't anticipating stuff like DTs and whatnot, he didn't really take the threat that seriously.
Yeah, and it was just a great kind of...
Or seriously enough.
Yeah, it was great diverse play that we saw from Potato as well. We saw just hyper aggression coming out from him. Bistork was able to deflect the initial opener, if you recall. He was able to scout the 3-gate robo opener of Potato, and Bistork defended beautifully against that. He had his own lead after that as well, but it was the follow-up that kind of caught him off guard. It was the Adepts slipping in, it was the DT, it was the War Prism harass as well. It all just pulled Bistork apart.
Yeah, little by little, it added up, and with that, we're going to be going into game number 2, this time on Babylon. We're in the top left-hand corner of the map, starting all the way in that top left-hand corner. We have our pink Protoss player coming out from the land of Hong Kong. He is, of course, going to be representing the Juggernauts? We'll say representing the Juggernauts, still proven otherwise, as well as Diva. He is Bistork.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Babylon, we have as opponent, we have the Chinese Protoss player representing Starlight Twinkle. It is Potato.
I'm liking this discussion we got in the chat. How do you pronounce Potato?
How else do you pronounce Potato?
It could be Kartoffel. Could be Ziemnik.
Uh-huh.
Could be Potato.
Uh-huh. True. All right. For
Could
Spanish,
be,
papas. There you go.
Papas.
Yeah, it's kind of like a papi, but it's a papa.
Ah.
It's not quite a pop-up. I don't even want to say it. I could hear it. You want the pop-up hand up, Papa. You want it, but it's not quite. No, not quite.
You know? Got
Uh-huh.
Very Gemnik. I used to remember what it is in Welsh, but now I don't.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how this goes in the end here. We do see a little bit of diverse openers. I say diverse openers. Both players did go for gate expands, but Bistork, he actually got pylon blocked a little bit, so his own natural is going to be a little bit delayed, but we'll still focus on it. Didn't opt to go for a tech burst, not this time.
Yeah, neither player really. A nice honorable macro game is what's coming out from them.
Yeah. Is honorable, not quite honorable though. He's in a different part of the bracket.
That was a little bit of an awkward time to cancel a building, but I suppose with the soccer already here, it's not the biggest of deals for Potato. He is able to deal with that zealot very, very well, or easily.
Yeah, I mean, Potato was forced to make a shield battery just because he forced a zealot out of his opponents because of that pylon block that we saw earlier. So again, Bistork just forced to be a little bit more inefficient. He makes an adept as well, but he's just getting completely shut down here by these stalkers of Potato.
Yeah, I wasn't quite able to take out the shield battery either.
I mean, Bistork does have high ground vision thanks to this pylon, and he was able to kind of disrupt the wall and make things a little bit awkward, but for the most part, it looks like Bistork is going to get shut down, and there we go. The adept does just get hunted down.
Yeah, these stalkers were out with a vengeance. You know, Bistork, he forced Potato to make a battery? That's, yeah. That's something that you'll want to punish.
It typically is. It typically is. And unfortunately, yeah, we'll see if Bistork can find some other damage here. He did go for a Stargate opener, and we do see the Oracle zooming across the map. No shield battery ready in the main. As a result, this Oracle is just going to have free reign here and pick off as many probes as at once.
As a reminder, this is just one Oracle. There is a second Oracle in production, but already 8 probes have gone down. Bistork gets a full scout, sees that the Twilight Council is researching, and now he can just prepare for the next wave.
Yeah, we've got the second Oracle showing up as well. It's going to be a little bit harder to deal damage, but still, we do have some Stalkers in position in the main. But now the natural is exposed. Potato just isn't quite ready for this. Bistork, though, he doesn't go for the mineral line.
Yeah, not yet at any rate. Again, he has to be very, very careful. One of his oracles is already at roughly half health, so...
Oh, exactly. He's going to be very careful with how he approaches this. He doesn't want to lose too much. He does dive on top of that sentry. The shield battery is going to keep it alive a little bit longer. Can he get it? No, he will not.
Yeah, unfortunately, sentries have a little bit more health than probes, so... They can't survive 2 oracles chipping away at it.
Yeah, and now we do see some 2-base aggression, pretty hefty 2-base aggression coming out from Potato. We do see a 4th gateway on the way and a prism as well. So 4 gate blink stalkers here from Potato.
Yeah. Quite potent coming out from him, and Bistork should at the very least have it in the back of his mind that this is a possibility. Aww. This poor Stargate. It gave Bistork 2 oracles, and now it must die.
Must die in the end. We do see a 3rd base on the way for both players, but again, Bistork is down in the production. It does mean the Potato can overwhelm Bistork here with this next warp in. But bearing in mind that his economy has been slowed down, but Blink is done, and now we can see Potato go straight into the main.
Yeah, he completely bypasses that 3rd base. The sentry is not quite in position to force field the ramp just yet. The warpism will go down, and these stalkers will make it out. But without doing any damage,
Oh,
really.
mate, that could have been a game-ending move, by the way. Blink only just now finished for Bistork, but there was a window there where he didn't have Blink and his opponent did. The force field would have been it to try and just seal the deal and take control of the main base, but Bistork is able to force Potato back.
Yeah, Potato, he's sending everything he's got. He wants to, this is everything he was building up for, was to deal damage, either to this third base or in the main base. He's trying to get that damage done, but he's just not finding an opening.
He is not. He's forced to recall back home as well due to the Oracle dipping into the main base. And as you were saying, that aggression that Potato wanted to hit is no longer there. Instead, he's forced back off, forced to macro, and now Bistork is going to be getting away with a bit of a better economy here because of all that Oracle harass. Look at that worker disparity.
Yeah, it's pretty significant. And Bistork is looking to take advantage of that. He's turning the tables a little bit from game number 1 and getting Charge and a Dark Shrine.
Oh boy, yeah, the Charge and Dark Shrine is on the way. He knows how he lost game number 1, and now he's looking to try and bring it all back here, as we do have a couple of depths shading in towards the natural base. Unfortunately, there was no wall available. At the same time, Potato is threatening the third. Before the DTs can come out, Bistork is losing workers.
Yeah, and this is such a good way for Potato to recover from the damage earlier on, or from the failed damage earlier on, is probably more accurate way of describing it. Potato once again finds himself on top, and more importantly, does scout all of the tech here from Bistork.
Yeah, exactly. Not just that, but 12 workers have gone down. The tech of Bistork, the Dark Shrine, yeah, is here behind the natural base and has been spotted, and now Potato is aware, should be getting ready back at home. Hopefully he clicked on it. Hopefully he did kind of take note of what was going on. There we go.
Yeah, okay, he's getting cannons. Yeah. I got worried for a sec too, lad. I saw 4 additional gates being thrown down, and I thought, Potato? I'm just like, I fight fire with fire. I don't need to defend if I'm attacking.
I mean, thankfully Bistork, he's able to back off here. He's able to at least slow the gas down a little bit and get ready. We have cannons on the way. We have observers on the way. These DTs shouldn't do too much damage. And interestingly enough, Bistork, despite going for the Dark Shrine, because he got scouted, he actually hasn't made any DTs.
Yeah, the Miyamika method.
Yeah, it's honestly really smart, I feel. Like, again, he has a lot of respect for his opponent. He knows that his opponent is investing into all these cannons and detection. He's going to be in position. He doesn't want to waste resources in DTs because they can be quite expensive. Oh.
They really can, and that's resources you'd much rather be using on maybe getting tech or getting more of your core units, such as these Stalkers or these Immortals. Potato, with fantastic vision on the map, knows to push in just as Bistork pushes out. Really important for him there to have had that observer in position.
Yeah, exactly.
Following the army.
And Bistork, he loses another 5 workers here. We do see in the retreat, though, Potato is bleeding out quite a lot. He does have charge on his zealots. He's going to be able to reinforce, but he was using his prism to harass earlier, so he doesn't have a way to reinforce his army on the fly. Speaking of, I believe that prism in the main was eventually finally taking down, and Bistork, he's doubling down on those DTs.
Yeah, I like this. He lured Potato in a bit of a false sense of security. He allowed him to scout it, and allowed him to scout that, he didn't cancel it. But now he's doubling down.
He is doubling down, but the cannon is going to be falling at the same time. Ooh, as Potato was attacking, he's forced to recall to defend against the DTs. This would have been a devastating move, by the way, if the entire army had made its way into the main base and then recalled. Instead, he's forced to split himself up.
Yeah, that might just have been the game-ending move there for Potato, completely shut down by the DTs. But regardless, Potato's still wreaking a lot of havoc. The Prism! He remade the Prism!
The Prism is not going to get focused down. At the same time, the 4th base of Bistork crumbles as well. DTs are looking to defend. There is no detection, but it wasn't enough DPS. The 4th did fall.
Yeah, meanwhile, Potato's 4th is still up and running. Bistork despite having a worker lead, despite having a tech lead throughout this entire game, has never, for the most part, has not been able to be on equal economic footing to Potato.
Oh boy, and just time and time again, yo, Bistork just wants to attack. He just wants to commit to these pushes, but he just cannot. We do have more Zealot harass here at the third base. This is forcing Bistork more and more all in. And I don't know if he can really pull this off.
Well, we'll see. There isn't that much detection, but I guess at the same time, DTs aren't the most important unit right here. Bistork does have a high ground position. He should be able to take this engagement. The Immortal of Potato is just hanging in the back, not really doing anything.
Yeah, it finally does come into the fray here. He's forced to pull back to the safety of his cannon for some of that detection. DTs finally go down. The Immortals of Bistork going down as well, and Potato just cleans up Bistork's army. Up!
That was a very awkward fight for Bistork. A lot of his stalkers just kind of moving back and forth a little bit there.
At the same time, that prism across the map finally gets cleaned up, but not before 15 probes went down. Bistork was all in before, now he's even more all in. Potato has to be careful not to overextend. He doesn't need to be here with his army. He doesn't need to be here, but he gets another prism. He gets even more probes.
Yeah, he knows that the more damage he can deal over here, the better his chances of winning this game are.
It really is, and I mean, I guess at the end of the day, he can still afford to be here anyway. He still has a large enough army. He's going to be reinforcing. He's taking a 5th base behind this. He doesn't need it, but why the hell not? He's up at over over double the worker count of his opponent. And yeah, I can't believe it, but Potato, he's going to take an even greater lead in this series.
Yeah, he turned, from being behind quite a bit when it comes to his tech and when it comes to his bases and whatnot, the Potato turns it around and is able to put himself in an extremely commanding position in this game and pretty soon in this series as well.
It's honestly pretty crazy here. Potato kind of almost coming out of nowhere here. He's been putting in a lot of work, and despite the overcharge, there's not enough units here for Bistork. His 4th base is being broken for the 2nd time. The shield battery is depowered. The cannon's doing what they can, but once again, Bistork, gets called as Potato takes game 2.
And a very commanding lead in this series. He is now 1 game away from qualifying for the closed qualifiers.
I can't believe it. I can't believe that Potato is up 2-0 in this series. Bistork, the favorite here. Bistork has been a part of the Taiwan-Hong Kong region for a long time, but now that we're kind of mixing the regions up a little bit more, now that China's getting involved, now that Oceania, Southeast Asia is getting involved, Bistork is having a bit of a harder time, and he's 1 game away from being eliminated. Yeah,
I'm shook of. Is what I have to say. Definitely looks like, definitely pretty excited for Potato here. It definitely feels like in that game in particular, Bistork just is having a lot of trouble splitting his attention. You know, all it took was 1 Warp Prism to just completely delay any sort of timing attacks that Bistork had planned, just pulled his army back entirely each and every time.
Oh yeah, every single time Bistork tried to move out, he just couldn't, and
it's definitely weird to see, because normally, Bistork is the one in that position where he is the one harassing his opponent. He is the one who's forcing his opponent's army to come all the way back home, but not doing too well when he's on the other side of that dynamic.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to see him in this position here, but Bistork has been around for a long time. He's a very experienced player here. I saw some people, questioning some of the skill of these players, but I'll always remember a couple of years ago, like a year ago, in ESL Open Cup Asia, Bistork 2-0ing Zest. in that tournament. We were lucky enough to cast it. And
oh, yeah.
yeah, in a PvP, Bistork can take down even the best Protoss player in the world. He is not to be taken lightly. So, if anyone can bring it back, I believe in Bistork. I believe he can.
That was the day of the Juggernauts. Like, Bistork 2-0 Zest. Gogo Joey, I think, 2-0 Cure. And Ender did pretty well as well, from what I remember.
Yeah, I remember Gogo Joey 2-0 mate. That was crazy. I remember when he 2-0 Cure. I remember a lot of the Oceanic Terrans were feeling so validated. They're like, look, he can even take down Cure. He's crazy. That was back when, of course, Gogo Joey was kind of dominating like GPO and all these other events in the region. Yeah.
Yeah, when there was a big rivalry between Gogo Joey and Azure, I believe it was. Or maybe it was Gogo Joey and I don't remember. It was either him and Azure or him and Caesar.
Oh god, yeah. Like they've both these Hong Kong players have had their time in the sun. They've been doing so well for themselves. But now we see them up against the wall, mate. This could be the final game of this qualifying match.
It very well could be, but let's hope it ain't, because we are continuing on to Dragon Scales, where we're here in the top left-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in that top left-hand corner. We have our pink Protoss player coming down from the land of Hong Kong, going to be representing the Juggernauts as well as Diva, by the looks of things. We have Bistork. Stroking the beef.
Stroking that beef and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Dragon Scales, we have as opponent, we have the Chinese Protoss player switching over to the color blue this time. Representing Starlight Twinkle, it is Potato.
That could be a sign for how this game pans out.
True. Is he smudging? Is he blue now? That is the question. Can Bistork overcome?
But maybe his color reflects his opponent and not him.
As mate, we have a second pylon for Bistork out on the map.
Well then.
As I say pylon, I meant probe. It's going to be throwing down a pylon. And we even have a gas seal. Mate, this is the Bistork we know and love. None of this defensive longer macro play. Nah, mate, cheese it up. Do what you were born to do, Bistork. Let's go.
He's angry.
And here we go. Unfortunately, as he goes for the gas steal, is able to take the gas, sure, but he is not able to delay the Nexus here. So we do have a gate expand from the side of Potato. Meanwhile, Bistork looks like he wants to gate expand. He is even making that Zealot, but we can see he's getting ready for a proxy, what looks to be a proxy Stargate.
Yeah, that would make the most sense right now. Bistork is trying his best to sell the story, but if this probe stays for just a couple of seconds longer, I think Potato might start getting a little suspicious.
It's not a Stargate.
What? The one time I don't challenge you when you say it's gonna be a proxy Stargate. The one time I don't be like, yeah, it could be a robo facility.
Oh my god!
It's not just one robo facility. It's not just it.
I've never seen this proxy double robo.
I think I've seen this once back in 2016 and never again because it fell on its face. But I'm hoping Bistork has the answer.
He's crazy. Yeah. So with double robo, we can go one of two ways. We can just make two immortals, or we can go immortal, and then the second unit could be a prism, just so we can just go across the map and have that micro potential here. But this is wild.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. If you can pick up that immortal in the that immortal into the war prism, go into the main, or like you said, just use the juggle and micro a little bit. That would be insane. I think a Potato is starting to get pretty suspicious though. Yeah. He goes in for the secondary scout and has a full wall here.
exactly
in his natural base.
Yeah, so he sees the missing pylon. He sees the missing second pylon that should have been thrown down, or the missing third pylon even. He confirms that there is no nexus, no tech either. Something is wrong. He's going for a defensive robo, which is very smart. He can start his own immortal production if he's able to survive long enough. Meanwhile, here we go. It is going to be that immortal prism. He's going to have 2 immortals and a prism at the same time. This is crazy. If he can somehow depower the robot, the natural, and take control of this area, he can take the game.
He could, but it's definitely going to be a tough ask. I mean, there are already 2 pylons. No, actually, I think one of them isn't in range of that robo.
I think this forward pylon is not in range of the robo. We have an observer first, which again is going to be eating into that build time. And here we go. Bistork is going to be pushing himself up this ramp. There are 2 shield batteries waiting for him, but Immortals, they don't really care about shield batteries. They do focus on the first pylon.
Yeah, now he's trying to focus on the second pylon. Immortal already in production right now for Potato.
Ooh. Yeah, how good's the Micro going to be? One of those Immortals taking a lot of hits here. The shields are now gone, and the hot pickup, he saves the Immortals.
Saves the Immortals, he saves the Stalker as well. But all Potato really has to do right now is buy time. The fact that Bistork is seeding ground is already fantastic for Potato.
Oh, exactly. We do have a third Immortal that's about to join the fray here. That third Immortal does pick off one of those Stalkers, but now we have a defensive Immortal for Potato.
Yeah, and even though there are 3 Immortals here for Bistork, 2 of them are so insanely low. 1 hit from the Immortal is all it really takes to take them out. One of them will go down, but Bistork is not done. He's trying to find whatever damage he can, and he's still producing 2 Immortals at a time. Keep that in mind.
He is making 2 Immortals at a time. He goes into the main base, and at the same time, it looks like we have a counterattack on the way. Dangerous. We're going to end up in a really weird kind of base trading scenario, but Bistork, is he going to turn around? No, he's committing. He's now got 4 Immortals.
Yeah, and he could try to recall after this. Again, Bistork doesn't have anywhere near as many defenses compared to Potato.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if it was necessary for Potato to go for the base trade. I think he maybe could have defended back at home, but alas, this is the world we live in here. 4 Immortals for Bistork. They're just going to chunk away at these probes.
One at a time. I love the drone drilling coming out from Potato, but it's Immortals versus probes. Only one of those units is going to win in the end.
6 Immortals!
6. Let's go! It's a mono battle at this point.
We have 6 Immortals, mate. We do see the probes of Bistork trying to evacuate, but no, they're being hunted down one after the other. It looks like some of them are going to be able to get away. We have a recall back home.
I don't think this is the right idea. I don't think this is the right idea for... He does catch 2 Immortals. Okay, so maybe that... so maybe things are looking up for Potato. He does also have these shield batteries, so... Yeah, maybe recalling is the way to go.
Maybe it is the way to go. Here we are. The boys are being pulled as well. The Immortals are being dropped. We do have this around. The Prism is being zoned away. We have to fight. We have to commit.
We do have to commit, but I don't think Bistork can win this. Not with the full surround. Potato somehow takes the lead once again from a hopeless position.
Well, we got 2 more Immortals.
We
do have 2 Immortals.
He's in the lead.
One base versus 1 base. Both players have 8 workers remaining, but we do have the defensive advantage here. We do have a shield battery alongside what units do we have to work with? 4 Stalkers, which are zooming across the map to cripple what little is left of the economy of Bistork.
Yeah, but do recall, there is a recall still available for Bistork if he really needs it. Well, I think he needs... No! He overcharged, or not overcharged, chronoed, yeah, he doesn't have a recall available.
Yeah, no recall, not enough energy here on this Nexus. Meanwhile, he's going across the map instead. He's looking to dive on top of this Immortal. There is no way to micro here, and it looks like Bistork is going to be able to kill the Immortal. He's trying to kill the Immortal here of Potato. Oh my god.
Oh! Very much a miss micro there. Warp Prism was not in position at all to pick up that Immortal.
Ooh, overcharge 1 second too late as well. And now we have 1 Immortal against this army. At the same time, though, we do see Bistork losing every worker across the map. He has 0 mining.
0 whatsoever. He needs to end the game right now with these 2 Immortals. He cannot make anything else other than 1 probe. But if he makes a probe, then the Stalkers are going to hunt it down immediately.
Yeah, so we have 2 Immortals that are going to be fighting against 4 Stalkers. Both players have Prism Micro available here. I kind of want to favor Bistork, but the boys are being pulled.
It's all about who's a better juggler right now. Who can juggle? Who can juggle? Reminder: Potato has anti-air.
He does have that anti-air. He can zone away that Prism. Prism's getting very low here, and here we go. He's trying to focus out the Prism.
Oh, and he will be able to take out the Prism, but what about the Stalkers underground? There is still that Prism, and there is still that Stalker, and there are still these probes going for the full surround. Potato takes this game, takes this series, and will qualify.
That's it. That is all there is.
There's literally nothing Bistork can do in this position.
Bistork he's broke. He's making probes. He's fueled by copium right now. He can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe that he's about to get 3-0'd here by Potato. Not by Real Akuma, not by Eternity, not by Rewhite, not by Jolly With Loves, but by Potato. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Absolutely insane. Yeah.
Wow.
Mainline that copium, but that is gonna be it. GG is called, and Potato, not Jolly Well Loves, not Bistork, not Demi, not Azure, not a huge amount of other players who we saw sign up today, who we ranked higher than him, is gonna be qualifying, advancing to the closed qualifiers on Sunday. My eyes going forward throughout any tournament that is open to this region, my eyes 100% are on Potato now. He went from completely off my radar to in my upper tier of players from China. My God.
I can't believe it, mate. Oh my God. Yeah, congratulations. GG, well played to Potato for overcoming so many odds. It started with a walkover over Jadong Oz, over Jolly Well Loves. And for him to 2-0 Azure and 3-0 Bistork, I'm shooketh, mate. I'm shooketh.
I'm shooketh to the core. Apparently, from what we're saying here, apparently Potato on a Ligulac is ranked lower than Bistork, but for the past 8 times they face each other, Potato has consistently come up ahead. So
wow,
yeah, I mean, it goes to show how much attention I pay, really.
Yeah.
To have not really known Potato, but yeah, that's an interesting stat.
That is a really interesting stat. Yeah, again, when it comes to the Chinese players, especially when it comes to, we cast the DreamHack Regionals, for example, year after year, season after season, Potato isn't really a player that we really do pay that much attention to. And I say,
a few times he wasn't actually part of the qualifiers as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe now I understand who he is a little bit, because I'm looking at Wikipedia. Potato is known by another ID.
Oh,
we have cast him before. We have rated him quite highly. It's Young Zest. Young Zest, mate.
There we go.
There he is.
There he is. Yeah. Young Zest, not to be confused with
Old Zest.
Not to be confused with Old Zest or Jadong Oz. Yeah.
Oh my God, GG, well played. Young Zest has been popping off. He had some relative success last year, getting some, some decent results when it comes to, progressing through the open qualifiers, but he never really had a deep run in the closed qualifiers. He never had a deep run into the main event for the regionals of China either. So again, for him to perform this well is very, very impressive.
Very, yeah. Young Zest, I mean, he was back in the Chinese qualifiers that we casted for DreamHack and whatnot. Again, not really a player who stood out too much to me. I mean, we would see him. He would be fairly active, and usually he'd make it to at least the round of 8 every now and then, or half the time he would make it to that qualifying match. But yeah, not really a favorite overall in the Chinese region, and not really somebody who I would have considered to be a favorite in the combined Asia region. But he's definitely proved me wrong today. He's definitely proved me wrong, taking out the likes of Azure and the likes of Bistork. And even though it was a little bit of a walkover, I'm sure if he played against Jollywolloves, considering how solid he looked today, I don't think it would have made a difference. I think he would have still beaten Jollywolloves, advanced to beat Azure, and then advanced to beat Bistork.
Yeah, definitely. Like, he's just looking that damn good. And congratulations to Potato, aka Young Zest. I'm not too sure what he prefers to be known as, but again, congratulations nonetheless, as he is going to be qualifying here for the ESL SC2 Masters closed qualifier for the Asia region, and that is a pretty damn impressive result here. I'm just, looking at some previous results from previous tournaments, and yeah, it does look as if Young Zest has been really progressing over the past year. I do think that this is maybe his biggest
breakout.
Yeah, his breakout performance, to be honest. At least when it comes to the more international scene. Because I don't think I could be mistaken. I don't think he's ever made it to the closed qualifiers of the China regionals for the previous DreamHacks.
Maybe once or twice, but I know he never made it to the main event. I would assume he made it to the closed qualifiers at least once, but it hasn't been able to make it to the main event, and obviously hasn't been able to make it to the actual Masters main event either. So yeah, who knows? It could be another Oliveira situation. It could be he changed the name, and all of a sudden he's starting to win. Change your name, get results. That's what I've learned.
That's how you do it, mate. That is just how you do it, apparently. So yeah, I'm just really impressed here with everything that's been happening, with how well he was able to perform overall. And I also got a couple of other results coming in as well. Hon Mono messaged me. He said he's crying right now. He also qualified 3-2 over his opponent. Over, if I'm not mistaken, that was that Silky? Oh, no. Takanashi. That's it.
Silky got taken out by Rewrite. Rewrite is currently up against XY, pretty deep into their series. That's actually the only qualifying match remaining. As, like you said, Hamono did take out Takanashi, which isn't surprising, but I am kind of surprised that it went all the way to the ace match. So a fairly good result from Takanashi. I will keep my eyes on him tomorrow to see if he is. As again, another one of these players who seems to be doing better today than what I expected. And the other, wait, what? Hold up. I'm looking at Liquipedia right now, and so first off, Nanami took out Lemon 3-2, which isn't too surprising. Nanami is the other player to qualify, but Lemon played Protoss?
He's just going full circle, mate. Yeah.
According to Liquipedia, Lemon played Protoss?
He's just doing it all, Pop. He's doing it all, mate.
And he made it all the way. Yeah. And he made it all the way to a qualifying match, to an ace match as well. Yo, random Lemon for ESL Masters Winter. Let's go,
Poppy. Let's go. Oh my god, I'm in. Yeah, that's crazy. Lemon, one of the more talented players out there, able to compete as every single race. Apparently, it's crazy to see. Crazy. And for my own kind of just to make sure that I am sane, I was just quickly checking some of the previous results here. And yeah, I'm looking at like last year, the year before that. There haven't been like, Young Zest, like he hasn't had these kind of like deep runs before. So it's really cool to see him here in 2023, doing really well for himself. I'm really impressed. Really impressed.
Definitely. And it's not just the fact that he did qualify, but he qualified in such a solid fashion. Like, not even literally, he didn't drop a single map today, from what I can recall. Let me just take a quick little look in at the bracket once again. He did not drop a single map today.
Wow.
so solid.
Yeah, and like yeah, and
Well,
we've actually been casting Potato recently, like in the ESL Asias, like and he looks good. Not to be fair, but like we never he didn't really kind of get onto our radar. So really impressive stuff overall. Really impressive stuff. And
yo,
Mhm.
you know, if he keeps this up, he's not just gonna be the young Zest.
Oh,
It's gonna be the evolved Zest.
there you go, mate. There you go. The next generation Zest is here. He is upon us. We are here merely to bear witness. So, oh boy. I'm just still kind of processing what the hell just happened. Again, congratulations to Potato. Congratulations to Honmono. We kind of glossed over it, but Honmono has qualified as well for the for the closed qualifier of ESL Masters. Oh, just very, very well done here. And also thank you so much to some bits that we've been getting in the chat by Blake Erdus. Thank you for the 100 bits. Thank you.
We love you, Blake. Erdus.
Not just Blake Erdus, but also Radio Voice Guy as well for the 100 bits. Thank you. We appreciate it.
We love you, Radio Voice Guy. Heart.